Okay, so it is our last day here in Skopje, and just to give you an update on what's actually happening. Since we've been traveling, we've kind of had like the next step sort of planned out, if you like. So not the whole itinerary, but just kind of one place, and then we look where we go next. We've come to a point now where it's getting a little bit kind of bit sticky maybe. So we're in Skopje. We were going to go to Kosovo next, but we've heard that they've upped their restrictions, so you also need a PCR to get in, which we don't mind doing. But then if we get into Kosovo and a lot of the places are closed and there's not much atmosphere, you know, is there a point in going? We also looked at going back to Albania, and our third option then was to go to Serbia, to go to Belgrade. So we think we're going to go to Belgrade. We're on our way now to book the bus. It leaves tonight at 9 p.m. It takes about 7-8 hours. We just have had some kind of we weren't really too sure of the information. We've heard that you need a PCR or a coronavirus test to get in. We've also heard that you don't. So we contacted embassies, and they've said as of today you do not need a test. So we are going to go book the bus and go to Serbia, and hopefully we can get in. Now there is a chance that they could stop us at the border and say you need a coronavirus test or a negative result, if you like, 48 hours before you go, which means we may have to come back to Skopje. We just don't know at the minute. So like I said, we're at the stage now of our trip where things aren't exactly as clear as they used to be. Now we did expect this, obviously traveling during this time, you know, these things are going to come up, so we just don't know. We think Serbia, we think Belgrade is the best option. Whether we get through the border or not, we just have to see. So we're on our way now to the bus station to get our ticket, and the bus leaves tonight at 9 o'clock. So fingers crossed everything goes according to plan.
Okay, so we're after getting our tickets there for the bus. They cost, what was the total price, Keelan? They were €30 each. One way €30 each. The bus takes off at 9:15, and the girl said we should get there around 5 in the morning. So yeah, it'll be a sleepover on the bus. Okay, so panic is over. We're actually through the border now, and it was probably the easiest border we crossed. So I think we're at ease now, and the relief of that is just, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So only how long left on the bus? I think it's about 6 hours left on the bus.
Okay, good morning. We have made it to Belgrade in Serbia. We got here yesterday morning about 5 AM. The bus took about 8 or 9 hours, but we did get a piece of luck because when we got to the hotel, the girl at the reception said we could check in. So that was great.
So we have 3 days booked here in total, and our plan is, we don't actually have a plan. So we are going to basically just explore the city, see what it has to offer, and see what it's all about.
Okay, so yesterday when we were walking around, we did spot something that we haven't seen in a long while.
Gingerbread latte, yeah?
Oh yes, 100%.
Get to mediums.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you, we've been waiting for this.
Nice.
It's like Christmas in a cup.
No, you can't beat it.
Gorgeous.
Gingerbread lattes.
Okay, so we have our coffees heating us up. We are just walking along now this kind of a long shopping street in the centre of Belgrade. Has all your kind of mainstream shops. It's also got some cool kind of markets off the street that sell records and paintings and things like that. So it is a nice mix. This street, I'm not sure the name. Well, it's Knez something, but it's in Serbian, so obviously I'm gonna find it difficult to say it, but it's the main one in Belgrade, and it leads right down into Republic Square, which is this kind of huge open space right in the centre of Belgrade. So we're gonna go and check that out. Here behind me you'll see that the city is getting ready for Christmas. We had a little walk down here last night and they were all lit up, and it was really it was lovely, wasn't it?
Really Christmassy, yeah.
So we'll have to come back this evening with the camera and show you the place lit up.
There actually is usually Christmas markets that are set up right along that street. Little huts. The girl in the restaurant told us, what is it, they call it the heart of the city?
Yeah.
And unfortunately though, this year with the COVID, I don't think it's happening. So.
It's not happening. It's actually, was it voted the best Christmas markets in Europe or something like that? Yeah.
If you look up Belgrade on Google, it will tell you the best Christmas markets in Europe, and it looks amazing.
It looks insane, but obviously.
She said they'd be selling like mulled wine, hot chocolates, and very Christmas.
They're not on this year. I'm
sick.
They
are not on. We are sick. Yeah. We will take a little walk back up the strip when it's all lit up, and I mean we'll get a little.
There is some Christmas spirit here. There definitely is some Christmas spirit. There wasn't much in Skopje, but there's definitely some good Christmas spirit here, so that's something at least. Okay, we are here now in Republic Square. As you can see behind me, it's just kind of a large open area, and like each country we've been to, this is the third capital city in the Balkans. We've got Tirana, Skopje, and now here, and they all have a massive square.
A Balkan thing. I'm not too sure, but they all seem to have like this main square in each city, don't they?
Yeah, it's just this kind of open space. You can kind of see it around me, kind of surrounded by some buildings and some statues. What's handy about the squares being kind of in the centre is that it does give you an idea of where you are in the city. So if you're walking somewhere, like it's in relation to the square, like so, or if you find yourself over one side, you're like, okay, what side is the square on? You know what I mean? So it kind of does help you with walking around, which is pretty handy because we've no internet here, so no Google Maps to save us. Okay, so I was just telling Samantha there another fact about this square. Like many cities in the Balkans, and Belgrade is no different, it was under Ottoman rule for a period of time, and they did use this square for public executions of the Serbian people.
God.
I know. Okay, so we're just walking out of the city. We're going to a place called Skrađa Lia. So if you're from Serbia and you're watching this video, I apologise, but yeah, that's definitely not how you say it, but it's how it looks like on the phone. It's a kind of a Bohemian quarter, kind of a quirky little neighbourhood, so we've heard good things. Supposed to have some nice restaurants, some nice bars and stuff like that, and like I said, yeah, real kind of quirky area, so we're gonna go and see what that place is about.
Okay, so we got to this cool little street. It has all the cobblestones, there's loads of restaurants and quirky cafes and stuff. Not a lot of it is open at the moment, but we are going to take a trip back up later on. It is still only early in the day, and I'd say it'll be pretty cool when it's all open and lit up. Okay, so we just stumbled across this little laneway that sort of drew our attention with all the colour, but it is really, really cool. There's like so much street art and graffiti and stuff. Look at that. It is so cool. Okay, so we're only walking around the city a couple of hours and we already love it. There's just so much colour on all the buildings and art and graffiti. It's really cool to walk around, isn't it?
But my favourite thing about the city is that they seem to be mad into their dogs. Everywhere you look, there's just people walking their dogs. They have them in cafes and shops. They're just allowed everywhere. It's great.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
There goes. Museum. Okay, so we've just stumbled across this building here behind me. I believe it is the Parliament building. It looks pretty impressive. It's got these big huge statues right beside it, and then it's also got Samantha taking pictures, but it's also got these cool Serbian flags just behind me, and they are huge. I mean, the camera is probably not going to pick up the size of them, but you'll have to take my word for it, they are massive. It definitely looks like an important building for sure.
Okay, so we're just outside our lovely hotel now.
We wish.
That hotel is pretty amazing though.
Must be his hotel.
Okay, so we just stopped off for a bite to eat there because we had to get indoors, because for the first time since we've been away it has actually rained. And because it's dark out now, we're going to take a little walk up along the shopping street and show you some of the Christmas decorations that Belgrade has put up. Okay, so we're just in the main area here where all the shops are, and it's all done up in lights for Christmas, and it just gives you that really Christmassy feeling. It's so, so pretty.
Okay, it's raining again, so we're back indoors. H&M. I'm starting to think Samantha did a rain dance. Okay, so after what felt like 4 or 5 days in H&M, Myself and Samantha are going to drop in for a drink. We're going to try out the local Serbian beer. I believe it's called Lav, L-A-V, so yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what that's like. The beer in Greece, Albania and Macedonia has been really good, so hopefully, fingers crossed, the ones in Serbia is just as good, so let's check it out. Well, Lav.
So-called glass of
red wine, that's all you got?
That's all I got.
You're joking. That is a small measure, isn't it?
Very small measure. Like, disgusting.
Mine looks pretty full. Okay, so we just finished our drinks there. We only went in for one.
We ended up having 10.
No, I had just a price check. I had 5 beers, you had 2 beers.
A couple of wines and some Baileys.
And that came to about €24, which we didn't think was too bad. But also, just on the restrictions, it's 9 o'clock. Everybody out, everyone go home. That's the curfew. So
which isn't so bad because we need to be in bed
by that time. Yeah, we're
anyway.
we're lightweights. But yeah, so on the way back to the hotel now. We have a big day planned for tomorrow. We're going to go and do some more exploring of this fantastic city, if I'm being honest. So yeah, we're excited for that. So
I can't wait.
See you then. Okay, so it is the next day. We are heading now to do a walking tour. It's usually a free walking tour, but because of COVID, the lads obviously have to start charging, which is fair enough. So we've negotiated a price. It's €15 each. We're not too sure how long it goes on for, but we did one in Skopje, and we thought they were great. That was our first one we've ever done. So, and it was kind of a bit like, you know, why haven't we been doing them? But yeah, so we're excited now to go and do this now with a guy. We have to meet him in Republic Square, and yeah, he's going to walk us around Belgrade and give us some more information about the city. So we're excited.
Okay, so we are just walking up now to St. Sava's temple. It is one of the biggest temples in the world, is what I read up. And I can hear singing going on outside it, so I'm not too sure if like there's a mass going on. But we'll go up and check it out anyway, but it's supposed to be beautiful.
Ne čudite se tome, jer dolazi čas u koji će ti koji su grobovima čuti glas. Nećemo preteći one koji su usnuli.
Okay, so we were just up there at the Temple of St. Sava, which is like the top attraction to do in Belgrade. It's the largest Orthodox church in Serbia, and probably one of the biggest in the world. I was reading there it can hold 10,000 people. Now we picked a bit of a strange day to go visit it because there's a funeral going on, and but it looks at the crowd, it seems like it's somebody very important. There's news reporters, there's you can't get people in the church, there's people outside. It seems like a really, really big deal. I think it might be something to do with the Serbian patriarch, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's what a day to go and visit the top attraction. I mean, we just wanted to go up and have a little look inside, but obviously that's not on the card, so we may have to come back maybe tomorrow or the next day. But I know, yeah, I mean, you couldn't write that. And talking about news reporters, one guy came up to me with a fancy camera, and he was speaking in Serbian first, and I was like, oh, I only speak English. And he said, okay, in English, would you mind talking for the news into the camera about the service and about how I feel? I was like, mate, I don't even know who died, I'm sorry, like, and to put me on the camera would be ridiculous. So that was pretty funny. Okay, so we're here now in a place called Slavia Square, and it's got this really cool Belgrade sign behind me. If you're wondering why to us it doesn't spell Belgrade, it's because it's in Cyrillic. We've actually got our name spelt in Cyrillic when we were in Macedonia, and it's mad, like it doesn't even look like...
You just wouldn't be able to read.
My name in particular.
Yours is mad. It was like
yeah. I think there was a Batman sign on all of mine. Which, yeah, it's pretty cool. We just got some pictures. It's like the one in Tirana, isn't it? The Tirana #100. It
is exactly like it.
Yeah.
Except the Tirana one was a little bit more colourful, but that's still really cool.
Yeah, there's graffiti and stuff on it as well, but it's cool. I think it adds to it. Okay, so we're now going to go check out a place called Nemanja Street. We're not entirely sure exactly where it is, but supposedly there's buildings that were bombed in 1999 by NATO, and also there's bullet holes in the walls and stuff, so it could be a cool little place to go check out and see the history behind it. So we just don't know where it is, but we will find it, hopefully. Okay, so we are now on, I was saying it wrong, it's not Nemanja Street, it's Nemanina Street, so apologies for getting that one wrong. But yeah, we have found some buildings here, and there's a few more. There's a couple over this side of the street that are just kind of just left, they're kind of half buildings now at this stage. You can see over here all the windows are all smashed in. You have graffiti all around, and yeah, there's another building here that I think we've seen some bullet holes in them, maybe, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's pretty grim. Okay, so here's another interesting part here. This says military facility, no trespass. So what Miljan was saying on the walking tour, he actually didn't bring us down here, he was just talking about it, and he said that when NATO bombed in 1999, the targets were obviously the military buildings, and he said that they weren't there, they basically were hiding in bunkers. So obviously a lot of civilians then were killed, which is brutal. But you can kind of see, it's pretty grim being around here. It's like eerie, like, you know. Samantha doesn't know what to think of it.
Think of Serbia, they think the country
it's just like this, yeah.
This is the one little part that we found, but the city is actually beautiful.
It is, yeah. It is. Miljan sort of touched on that yesterday. He said the perception of, sorry, I just have to interrupt this because they have these kind of cool little trains that just, and then you have a modern one.
This is the first part of the Balkans that we've been in where we've actually seen
that sort of transport,
yeah.
But yeah, what he was saying was the perception of Serbia or of Belgrade is like, you know, it's dangerous and, you know, you're not going to be safe here. The few days we've been here, we felt very, very safe. People are really, really nice. I mean, to find this street, I had to ask a couple of people, and they're so helpful. Like, they kind of walk with you and even show it to you. Like, they're just really, really friendly, and like that. It feels really safe here.
Really, really safe.
Yeah.
And he also said it was very important for them to know a lot of English because they want to be able to help tourists.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They want to attract tourists here.
Yeah,
so.
exactly, yeah. So they said they actually don't mind speaking English. Okay, so we are back in the square here again, Republic Square. When we were here the other day, I actually didn't mention what those buildings were. This behind me here is the museum. The statue here is of a guy, I can't remember his name, that's terrible, but he's very important. And you know, he liberated the city without any violence, which was pretty cool and very hard to do back in them days. So he was able to take the city back from the Ottomans without any violence. So that's why there's a statue of him. And then right here behind me is the opera house or the theatre.
The opera house it is.
Oh yeah.
So supposedly you can go and see like a cool music piece. It could be like a half an hour long, and tickets are only €1 to see it, which is really impressive, isn't it? Like, it's so cheap.
Yeah, and supposedly as well, like kind of high-end actors from Serbia to be involved in it. Yeah, and like a lot of plays and reenactments of, what did they have? Cinderella.
They had Cinderella. They had Swan Lake. So there's ballets. There's pantomimes. What else was there? There was like historic plays and stuff like that. And I think they were like £3 a ticket.
Yeah.
So
really, really good, yeah.
Really cheap. And the only thing is they are closed, so we can't go see any of them. But it'd be pretty cool. Like,
I'm starting to see a trend with our travels.
Yes, there's pros and cons in it, isn't there?
100%, yeah. But like something like that is definitely a con, because it looks the business, and then for it to be closed.
Yeah, there's like 5 different stages inside, and like 5 different plays and shows and stuff go on. So it'd be pretty cool.
Maybe next time.
Next time.
Okay, it looks like we can get in.
I think so, yeah.
And I don't know if you can see that behind me in the distance. They are little boats. They're actually nightclubs.
Yeah, I think we should really come back in the summer when it's a lot hotter. She is melted in and stuff. It's really, really nice.
Oh, my eyes are water.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you.